morning. We're in the kitchen this morning and we are getting supper going in the crock pot. Y'all, I'm kind of excited about this one because tonight we're having copycat Olive Garden pasta fagioli, and I am probably butchering that. I know I probably am, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So I am browning up about a pound of ground beef, and as soon as this gets done, we're going to drain it and we're going to get started putting this recipe together over in the crock pot. Alright, so we've got our meat all cooked up. I'm just going to use a slotted spoon. We're going to get it put over into our crock pot. There is not a whole lot of grease to this hamburger meat. It makes me happy. Very happy. Oh. Getting a little bit in there. It's not going to hurt anything. And I also browned up this hamburger meat so that it's got kind of a some of it's got a crusty texture to it. I like that. I like that a whole lot. A whole lot. It's not overcooked. It's not burned or anything like that. It's just got a little bit of crispness to some of it. That's the way I like it. To the sink. Now, to the, we set those over there. To the meat, we're going to add a cup of chopped onion. I'm just going to use what's left in this bag, and we're going to call that a cup. Like that right there. I need a cup of chopped carrots. I'm using my home canned carrots, and I'm not going to use the whole jar. Oop. I don't want that juice in there, so I'm just going to get these out. I don't know, we may wind up using the whole jar. Yep, we're going to use the whole jar. A half a cup of chopped celery. I am using my homegrown celery that I got out of the garden last year, and I chopped it up, put it in the freezer, so we need a half a cup of that. It calls for 1 can of diced tomatoes with juice. Y'all, I am using my cherry tomatoes and cherry and grape tomato mix that I canned last year, and I'm just going to pour all that in there. Now it calls for a can of kidney beans rinsed and drained and a can of white beans rinsed and drained. I've got them right here. I use navy beans because that's the only white beans that I had on hand. So we're going to dump those in. Next thing is 4 cups of beef broth. So let's get that poured in. Next up, it calls for a jar of marinara or pasta sauce. Y'all, I am using my Italian sauce that I canned up last year. And I'm going to use 2 pints and 1/2 pint. Now we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, 3/4 teaspoon of hot sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now y'all already saw that I did salt the hamburger meat, so we're going to be very sparing because the broth has already got salt in it. There we go. And 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, that's it. We are going to get the lid on this. We're going to put it on low for about 6 hours. Oh, I went too far. There we go. It's on, y'all. Let me grab the lid. We're good to go. So I've got supper going over in the crock pot, and I thought, you know what? I want something for dessert. So we're going to make cinnamon caramel swirl bars. Y'all, these sound so good. But first thing we got to do, so I've got aluminum foil in my 9x13. I've sprayed it, and now Oh. Now comes the hard part. And that is taking this whole bag of caramels and getting them open. If you have never stood and tried to open these caramels, y'all, they do a good job. Okay, I'm just saying, like, they are bound up tighter than Fort Knox in here. So, we'll stand here and get these done because that's what's going to take the longest to throw these together. And then we'll be back. I've got my little kitchen assistant over here. He's going to help me. But after we get these opened up, we will be back and we will get these swirl bars going. Alright, so we've got two bowls here, one we're going to use for dry ingredients, one for wet ingredients. But first we're going to put the dry ingredients together. So here's what we need. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and we're going to mix it together. Mix together, we're going to set this off to the side. I need a bigger bowl. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of firmly packed brown sugar. I do not have brown sugar, but we're going to make some on the fly. Brown sugar. Oop, I have made a mess with the molasses. Let me go clean this up. Set that off to the side. Then we're going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter, melted, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon vanilla. We're going to mix this together. One cup of pecans. I'm using chopped. Mix them in. We're going to bring our flour mixture back over here. We're going to start putting these two together. Oh, that smells so good. Oh my goodness, so good. So we're going to get all of that out of that bowl. Good Lord. Y'all, somebody needs to develop smell-o-vision so you guys can smell this. We're going to mix this together. We're going to save 1 cup of this batter. So we are going to put a cup out right now before I get overly excited and forget. There we go. Now the rest of this, we're going to set that off to the side. And the rest of this, we're going to put in our pan. All right, we've got that done. Got our oven preheated to 350. This is going to go in the oven for 15 minutes or until it's just firm. So let's get this in the oven. Set our timer, 15 minutes. And now I've got to clean this mess up, so to the sink. So while that's in the oven for the first time, we're going to take all of our caramels. Got a microwave safe bowl here. We're going to put all these in. And I've got a 1/4 cup of milk. We're going to pour that over our caramels. And this is going to go in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, depending on your microwave. We're going to put ours in about 2 minutes. My microwave is an 1100 watt. So we're going to start off with 2 minutes. And we want to stir that about every minute. So I'm going to go grab a spatula and I'll be right back. Alright, it's been 1 minute, so we're going to stir. And these are starting to melt, starting to get all ooey gooey. And stir it good. There we go. Yep, I think ours is probably just going to take a couple of minutes, which is about perfect timing because it needs to cool for about 5 minutes. And that'll be about perfect timing with the cake. Alright, caramel is back out. Y'all, it smells so good. And I am being very careful about splashing any of this because it is extremely hot and all that sugar would just stick right to my skin. No thank you. No thank you. So, yeah, that's done. I can shut the microwave door. We are going to let this sit here and just kind of thicken up a little bit, and it should be ready about the same time that cake comes out of the oven. So, there we go. Look at that beautiful caramel. Alright, our cake part is done, so let me grab it out of the oven real quick. Oh my goodness. Well. Now, I'm not sure, but I don't know that that's done. I don't know. Let's see. It's got some jiggle to it. That's not firm. That is not firm at all. So, I'm putting this back in the oven. I just am. Oh. I'm going to turn it back on for about 5 more minutes and we'll see where it's at then. Okay, so my edges are starting to get done. Okay, so I took it out. Now we're going to pour our caramel mixture over the top. Y'all, I did a little bit of a taste test of the caramel. Good. So good, so good, so good. So good. Now we're going to take this reserved And we're going to plop it on top of everything. Now I'm just going to take a butter knife. Now we're just going to swirl. We're just going to swirl. This is going back into a 350-degree oven. And we're going to do this one for about 20 minutes. So, y'all. Oh. All right. Back in the oven we go. Timer set. 20 minutes. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Our pasta fagioli is just about done. So now I'm going to take 1 1/4 cups of diddlini pasta. Now the recipe says to cook this separately. Y'all, I am not dirtying up another pot. I am going to pour this in. And by the way, this tastes amazing. So we're going to pour that in. And we're going to cook it in there. We'll stir that around. I did add a little more salt. Just a little more. And I'm going through and kind of breaking these carrots up. They're supposed to be chopped carrots anyway, but y'all, this tastes amazing. So there is the pasta stirred in. And now we'll put the lid back on it. Let that finish cooking. And supper is almost done for the night. Our bars are out of the oven, and y'all, they are cooling off over here. They smell delicious. Now I can't wait to give a taste test of these, so let's do it. Y'all, I snuck in here to do this taste test. Look. Right off the bat, taste that cinnamon, pecan, yeah, make these, make these. I don't know if you can see, if the camera will pick up the swirl of the caramel right there. It is there, and it is good. Yeah. Make these. Promise you. It did take about 30 minutes for mine to finish cooking, but y'all, well worth the wait. Okay. If they know, they will come in here and they will want some. Okay. I have to quit eating. The pecans set that off. Perfect. Perfect. It's like a pecan pie brownie with cinnamon and then caramel swirled without. Yeah, that's what it tastes like. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go finish supper and then have dessert afterwards.